I'm really thankful and touched to Clifton De Silva's gesture of choosing me for this award. In fact, I've heard about Clifton and his activities of recognizing the young students through the contest which he is conducting every year. I was not aware that he is also awarding the entrepreneurs. So thank you very much for doing recognizing the entrepreneurship in this part of the country. My main role has been, I've been involved in many activities, but very close to me is my Palgar project. People say entrepreneurship, MSME, start as the beginner. But I always felt to start some small business, you require the basic technical skill especially. For this, I had gone to all the great academicians and I said, let me start some skill development program at the rural area. I have come from Bangalore, very close to Manipal, 3 kilometers away. And when Manipal was founded, I was in the second standard. So, big newspaper ads in Kannada paper, and I asked my mother, kindly take me to this particular campus, such a full page advertisement and publicity. I would like to go and see. Then somehow my mother could not take. My grandfather, who was the headmaster in the village school, took me to this campus, and that memory was always there in me, right from the childhood days, from the second standard. So, as I came to Mumbai, started my printing press through the printing technology from JJ College of Arts. I was always mixing with the youngsters. That was one of the liking I always had. Youngsters, with the young students, budding youngsters. I used to see them not growing to the fullest to their capacity in their mid-age or as they grow. And the core reason was their education level at the 18 to 23 age group. They were not connected to the right technical, in-depth, dimensional knowledge. This was the core finding. So I said every youngster should be kept engaged between the age of 16 to 23 to stay connected with higher study. That was my first thought and one of the dream. As many children, they should be kept engaged and connected with the higher study and not to disconnect them from the higher study. This was my first one of the object or one of my wish. Second, during this age, give them the technical competence and if possible some kind of a management input so that when they get into the industry, when they begin as a beginner, at the entry point, they go with the knowledge which is required at the entry level. Subsequently, they will have a fast growth career and they grow to the fullest career-wise or whatever the growth-wise to the fullest. So with this, I started my Palgar, a farmhouse of mine, which I used to go from 1994, technical campus on the model of Manipal. Today we have an engineering college with all the 5 branches. Most of my friends over here, they have come, they have given the lectures, there have been chief guests, including Joseph, Walter, Sequeira here. A diploma program in the engineering, a pharmacy college, a D-Pharm diploma pharmacy college, a management college, and a humanities sciences college including hospitality. So today we have around 4,000 students graduating in the rural area at Palgar. What we give them is the skill and the competency in them to live to the fullest. This is what we have been doing, and most of my friends from Mumbai have come to my project, helping me in a different way, at least give me a support and say you are in the right direction and we are there with you, and also given me advice, given the lectures, given all kind of support. So I welcome all of you to come to Palgar, see our campus, and also don't remain only in Mumbai, because Palgar has become a district And this is only 50 kilometers from Mumbai, from Dahisar Cheknaga, excellent highway. On the other side, Gujarat border, this side is Mumbai border. So this 60 kilometer stretch from Dahisar to right up to Gujarat, and train connectivity is there. Churchgate trains will be going to Dahanu. Trains have started already, frequency will be increased. Lush green area, lots of water, and agricultural area. I think you all should come, pay a visit, come for an investment. I think as here the share and other investment is going on, I feel investment in the land also is one of the best investment. All will agree with me here. Of course, with a clear title and with a clear boundaries of that land belongs to you, and you protect the land. You should have some time to protect the land. Come to that area, come to my campus, and I'm happy that you have welcomed me here and recognized. Thank you one and all.
Mr. Anthony Gomes, absolutely I would agree with you when you talked about customer services and especially with people skills. And I know where you're coming from because having done a stint of 20 years as the airport services manager for Emirates Airline in Saudi Arabia, one of the reasons that we are hugely successful in the airline industry is precisely that, the customer services and of course linking out to people's skills. We had Mr. Joseph D'Souza. I really admire the way when you said that any recognition, and I think the greatest element on the planet and emotion is appreciation. Would you agree with me? And precisely the reason why you said, once that is done, you raise the bar and people motivate you. So that was spot on, great. And of course we had the gentleman here, Mr. Alfred. I like the way you talked about Algar and skill development. I was at a seminar last week and we had this at the Hilton. We had the Minister of Education who particularly and categorically mentioned about the skill development in the entire Maharashtra. He spelled it out and we were amazed at the development. So all three awardees, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for our three awardees. That was great, the whole net, yeah. And of course, you just can't forget the next category, which is the essay winners, the essay contest. And I think all the four winners believed in themselves. Do not create, don't wait for an opportunity, create it. And before this, and I'm going to read this out, we've got Radhika Agarwal. Radhika has done graduation and post-graduation in statistics, former gold medalist from Delhi University, and later from the IIT Kanpur. Joined the corporate world as a research professional, having last worked with media giants like Star India and HBO in Mumbai. She has a passion for writing. Can we have Radhika Agarwal? And to do the honors, we have Mrs. Pearl De Silva. Congratulations, Radhika. Alright, the second winner, he isn't here. He's based in Pune, Danish Zahur. He hails from Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir and is a Bachelor of Business Administration, University of Kanpur, and currently pursuing an MBA in Telecom Management. That's his final year from Symbiosis International University, Pune. We will have someone to deliver his gift and the prize. The third one is Karina D'Souza. Karina is a 12th standard student at Bergen Count Technical High School in New Jersey and is currently majoring in pre-engineering and plans to pursue biomedical engineering and subsequently take up entrepreneurship. Regrettably, she's not here. It takes a lot of money, time and effort to fly all the way from New Jersey into India. But she's going to hang on, she's going to get her prize. Last is Natasha. She graduated from Mumbai with specialization in advertising and marketing and has to her credit national and international work in different advertising agencies and British-based MNC. was a cabin crew with Etihad Airways from 2004 to 2006 and currently resides at Qatar. Her dad's here. I'd like to recognize her dad who's going to pick up the prize. Please come forward and we shall have the honors. Yeah. Wonderful people, can we have a warm round of applause for all our four winners? We've got a chief guest, an illustrious person. I've listened to him, I've heard him at one of the DP sessions. You had about 35 minutes, and I remember you had everyone spellbound. And that was a night of reckoning, a night of enlightenment. And you educated us in that particular instance when you spoke about DP and all our rights as per the Article 19 of the Constitution. So thank you so much. To the honors and to introduce him to us, we've got a gentleman, and that's Mr. We've got Alfred Arabham. He is the founder of Kavasti Bharamji Catering Services. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Alfred Arabham.
This is what happens when you're in front of stalwarts, right? Oh, thank you. I have the pleasure and honor of introducing our chief guest today, Dr. Chandrasekhar Prabhu. And I've got 3 pages. He's an architect, professor, editor, painter, artist, TV anchor, educationist, administrator, housing, urban development, management expert, who has held public and corporate positions of repute. Dr. Prabhu graduated from Bombay University in architecture. His pursuit of knowledge and excellence took him to universities in the UK and the USA. Dr. Prabhu has since been invited for lectures on housing and urban issues by universities all over the world. He is a fellow of the Indian Institute of Architects and Indian Institute of Interior Designers. Dr. Prabhu was the youngest member elected to the State Legislative Assembly and clearly the most honest person we would have ever known in history. Dr. Prabhu has been the chairman of Santa Cruz Electronic Export Processing Zone, SEEPS. It was here that the software revolution was conceived and successfully implemented, and to date the only SEZ that is making profits. Dr. Prabhu has served on the authority of the Mumbai Metropolitan Regional Development Authority, MMRD as we know, and has been responsible for several studies on urban development. MMRDA is the Special Planning Authority for Metropolitan Development in the Mumbai region, and Dr. Prabhu has been responsible for major inputs to the MMRDA on issues pertaining to industrial, commercial and all mega projects, including planning, architectural inputs and advice regarding execution of the projects. While serving on the authority of the MMRDA, Dr. Prabhu's work involved interacting with international investors and facilitating investment-related projects. Dr. Prabhu has been the president of the Maharashtra Housing and Area Development Authority, MADA. MADA has been special planning authority in different parts of the state of Maharashtra and comprises of different regional boards engaged in regional development, town planning, city and infrastructure planning, leading to economic development of that area. MADA is the apex authority which controls all state level boards, and Dr. Prabhu headed the state level authority. In this capacity, he dealt with all issues of housing and urban development, including transportation, waste management, economic development, etc. Dr. Prabhu has been the chairman of Drugs and Pharmaceuticals Committee of Government of Maharashtra. He has been the chairman Advisory Committee, Department of Housing, Government of Maharashtra, advising the government on housing and urban development issues. One of Dr. Prabhu's responsibilities was to outline the state housing policy and interact with the urban government regarding issues pertaining to the national housing policy. He has submitted to the state government a detailed vision document which is exhaustive and in 12 volumes. Dr. Prabhu has been the advisor to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, several of them actually. And he has been a member of the Slum Rehabilitation Authority, SRA, as we all know it. Dr. Prabhu has been the chairman of the Heritage Committee of the Indian Institute of Architects. He was selected to be the head of the International Group for Documentation of Best Heritage Practices in the SAARC region. And he held the position of Secretary General of the SAARC. The position required him to visit all the 7 countries which are members of the SAARC and oversee the documentation of heritage practices. Before that, he was also OSD to the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. Shri Prabhu has worked on the independent monitoring panel for World Bank projects such as Mumbai Urban Transport Project and other projects. The independent monitoring panel has been appointed with a view to interact with the World Bank and other international funding organizations, as well as the agencies of the state level and the central level which were dealing with these funding organizations. Dr. Prabhu has worked as the CEO of Shogun Multiplex Limited, a company formulated in collaboration with international funding organizations for executing mega projects in the spheres of entertainment, infrastructure, building multiplexes, and creating entertainment cities, most of which we today take for granted. The major funding for the enterprise was from investing agencies in the US, and the collaboration efforts were the Paramount and the Universal Studios. Dr. Prabhu has had a long experience in the field of education. He was the chairman of the advisory committee to the Pravara Group and was responsible for the training of the first proposal for a private university covering 1 lakh students. In his 5-year tenure as the head of the organization, Dr. Prabhu streamlined the processes in colleges and schools run by the group, including institutions imparting graduate, postgraduate education in management, medicine, physiotherapy, various faculties in engineering, pharmacy, economics, sociology, etc. Pravara Education imparts education to 1 lakh students. Dr. Prabhu is a trustee of the oldest education trust set up by the Parsi community. I think the only non-Parsi in that group, called the Bharda Mazban Education Trust, which runs a school, junior college, catering to more than 2,500 students in the heart of South Mumbai. Dr. Prabhu conceived and presented the concept and vision of the world's first green city, which is likely to come up on 1,700 square kilometers at Haldia in the state of West Bengal. Dr. Prabhu till today edits the Economic Digest. He has been the editor of the Journal of the Indian Institute of Architects. Presently, for the youngsters here, Dr. Prabhu mentors PhD students and is the chief advisor to the Maharashtra Economic Development Council. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Dr. Chandrasekhar Prabhu.
Thank you, Alfred, for the nice words said. Sometimes one wonders how long it has been since one's journey started. And life is a journey, and you keep on doing things without even bothering to look back and find out how they have been, whether they have been beneficial or not. You carry on your shoulder tremendous amount of responsibility. And while carrying the responsibility, you always ask yourself, have I been fair to everybody? Have I done the right thing? Have I held in high esteem the quality which unfortunately lacks in our society today, which is honesty and integrity? And then one finds oneself a bit lonely in this sphere where everyone wants to be successful, wants to make money, without even bothering how it is being made, and without even thinking about whether it does help everyone or it hurts everyone. I have always followed a path of ethics. When I was in MADA, I had the dubious distinction of suspending 7 IAS officers and dismissing 187 engineers. I wasn't very popular. When I started the SEEPS zone, it had a turnover of 35 crores. 11 years down the line, when I left it, it had 3,987 crore turnover. Believe me, none of the credit for this increase goes to me. It goes to those who ran the industry within SEEPS zone. I only did not become a hindrance to their activity, which is what ails our system. We have people at the helm who want to take credit for things never done by them and want to be hindrance to every activity. Our society, unfortunately, is full of people who only praise success, and it is success which is everything. The road to success is sometimes forgotten all the time. I believe that means are as much important as the ends, because the ends will produce a whole lot of 5 lakh crore turnover people, 10 lakh crore turnover people, but it's not necessary that most of them have followed the correct means. I always believed that means takes you to the right ends, and it doesn't matter whether the ends are profitable or otherwise, as long as you believe in yourself that the means are correct. I'm happy that you are encouraging people to write essays, because that has really become a distinct, an extinct art with people. I have yet to see very many young students wanting to write essays. Last 12 years I'm editing the Economic Digest, which is where we churn out hardcore economic research articles every month. And we invite people to write. And for choosing 7 or 8 research articles every month, I have to read at least 300 odd articles. And most of the time when you read those articles, it's not very difficult, because most of them go to where they are destined to go normally, that is the waste paper basket. A few of them need a little bit more attention, and maybe 1 or 2 deserve a bit of extra attention. One has found that with this information technology that is available to people, and more information coming in, stealing of ideas and plagiarism is rampant. So much so that at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where I studied first and I go to deliver lectures, they have developed an exclusive software wherein you would be amazed that if any article is sent through the software, in about a minute's time you come to know all the references borrowed from earlier articles and various things. And if you make people go through this software, sometimes you wouldn't land up choosing articles, because there used to be a time when ideas used to be conceived, nurtured and brought out. It came from the mind. Now it is mostly cutting pasting, and hence original thought, original thinking, original views is absolutely important. When we guide students for their PhD theses, we ask them for original hypothesis. Sometimes it takes a good 60 to 70 days of discussions to even come out with an hypothesis which is original. Forget going in for original thoughts. And that's why our country doesn't find itself amongst the patents that other countries find. China has its path very clearly defined. You give them a product, they will reproduce it even better than what the other guy has done. We also have been treading some kind of paths wherein some of us open sweatshops and cater to our masters across the seas and oceans. We make good money out of doing it, but do not get the kind of respect that we need. I'm happy that Indian software agencies are making huge amount of profits, but I would be more happy if we came out with more patents than the ones which come with people abroad. So what is required is original thought processes, original thinking, and creative attitude of people. And that is what requires us to train our people. Upgrading of skills, of course, is a great job, and the country needs skills. You don't find simple plumbers and carpenters, you don't find them. And those who have the bit of skills go abroad. So the country is landed with a situation that you have a skillless country and jobless growth. We always claim to be growing at a great pace. We have kept China behind. But how many jobs we create as a result of this growth? 7%, 8%. China is 6.5%. America is 2%. Germany is 1%. Japan is -0.5%. And we are 7%. Oh, great. But how many jobs have you created for your millions of people? So it's very important that we nurture the concept of entrepreneurship, take people, start them, think differently, bring in the concept of innovation in the minds of people, and work towards creating a culture which nurtures honesty and integrity. Everyone bows down and kneels down before success, but there are very few who respect integrity and honesty. Those, they say, are old-time qualities which don't remain anymore. How does it matter as long as you have the lollies in your pocket? So making money is important because you need it to survive, need it for yourself. But how you make it is also important. I wish many of us start thinking differently and bow down before persons who make money the right way rather than making money and piling it on and on and on. I would respect a person making money in the correct way, even if he is not in layman's terms very successful, because there is no end to more and more greed, and the difference between the need and greed is something which one needs to understand. In these days of economic growth and race to outwit each other in numbers, I may look a bit outdated, but then I have always believed that if you have values, then you have laid a proper foundation, and once there is foundation, the numbers will always come. If you go behind numbers and then think of integrity, then the reverse engineering never happens. So some of us need to unlearn what we have learned over the years to respect only that which makes money. Some of us need to once again start afresh and learn to respect other values which
which are important. Hello.
Yes, it can be heard.
So there are other values which I think we need to look for. I have never bothered in my life what the bottom line is going to be, because I always knew that if I'm on the correct path, I'm doing it with the right integrity of purpose and honesty, the bottom line will always be there. So it's a chicken and egg situation. We need to apply ourselves
afresh. And I think we would then be a different country, a country which the world looked forward to for values. Unfortunately, some of us are not really respecting our values which we cherished over a period of years. So, when we go further, look forward towards growing, towards success, we also need to look at the path which takes us towards that success. If we do that, if we inculcate this in the future generation, if the younger people start thinking about integrity, then I think India would never lose out to anything, and success would always be with us. With this, I thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Much appreciated, Dr. Chandrasekhar Prabhu. One of the things that I really admire is when you said about values and you linked it directly with numbers will come. To quote you, I thought that was practical, praiseworthy and pragmatic. We've got the next segment. In recognition of your presence, Dr. Chandrasekhar, we have Natasha, would you do the honors, please? Yes. And present a bouquet of flowers to the chief guest. One who people really have a round of applause, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's for the shutterbug.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I have to, there is another function which I had committed earlier. When Alfred called me for this, I couldn't say no, but they are waiting for me.
Yeah, thank you so much for your gracious presence, Dr. Prabhu. Right, I'm sure a lot of people have heard. Yes, sure.
Journalist, I know Prabhu for so many years. He could have become the chief minister of Maharashtra during Rajiv Gandhi's time. He chose not to take the ethical part. So I know him for 25 years. I think he's a man who will walk the talk.
I went to his office.
I remember faces.
Thank you and good evening, Dr. Prabhu. Yes, yeah. We've got, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people in this room must have heard about the red herring